minutes to assist. Just reminding him. What? Yeah, then come and write. Yeah. And just go and sit down. So, Shikondi, what's the answer you got here? So you have got 5.7. This is what you have discussed and you have got that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any other group? Yeah, so you work the other side. You work the other side. You close the door. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'll take these two groups. According to the group ready by Shikondi, you have done this. So they have got the distance between A and B as 5.7. And according to the group ready by Tambi, they have got the distance as a -4. Are we together? Cynthia, I'm here. Hey. Yeah, so you are right, you are very right what you have done, but you are not according to the question you were asking one another here. You are very right. The procedures that you have used is very, very right, but not correct according to the answer we are looking for here. Are we together? So, like what Shikondi has done here, so has added 0 plus 4 in blanket squared, then 2 plus 2 in blanket squared with the root sign. And here, she has not told us why she has decided to use this thing, this root sign, to write it in this way. Are we together? So the mistake she has made here, when we can just make the reference from what we have, the coordinates, what we have. So this side says 0. 0 here is for x1. And this side she has used 4. 4 here, she says is y1. And so she has added y1 and the x1 she has added here. And she has proceeded to give you the answer. So the mistake has been allocating the coordinates. So she has located the coordinates at the wrong axis. Like this coordinate here, x1, she has allocated the coordinate 0 at the right axis here, that the 0 is for x. Now, but she has allocated the 2 belonging to x2 as the 2 belonging to the x-axis as well. So this is another mistake which she has done, she has made. Meaning to say, just because of misallocation of coordinates in the axis, that's what we cannot get the true answer here. Are we together? Yeah. Now, according to Tandy, this other side, what you have done is very right, but you're not correct in terms of the way you have used your formula. She has said x1 should subtract y1. Now, she has used 0, meaning to say we can assume that the 0 is for x1 and the 4 is for y1. 4 is for y1. So she has done the similar mistakes as what she called has done. So simply you could have done the following. For you to get the distance here, you would choose the coordinates. First thing, you would allocate the coordinates properly. So you could allocate the coordinates as remember always that the first coordinate represents a coordinate from x-axis. Are we together? So meaning to say this side on the coordinate A, the coordinates of A, 0 represents a coordinate from x-axis. And the 2 represent the coordinate from y-axis, meaning to say 2 here represent a coordinate from y-axis. Likewise, here 4 here represent coordinates from x-axis, and 2 here represent coordinates from y-axis. Are we together? So because of that, we want to calculate distance between A and B. Meaning to say A, that is our starting point, and B, that is our ending point. Therefore, the coordinates at A, they will represent the coordinates at the starting point, at the original point, as the point at the first place. So we are going to say x1 and y1. Similarly here, these are 2 and here 2 as well. So for us to get the distance, we will choose the coordinates. So let's take the coordinates from x. We are going to subtract x2 minus x1. The answer we'll get here, that's the distance of AB. So we are going to say the distance AB, it will be how much? If you have said x2 minus x1. So the answer here is how much? 4. Are we together? So the same you can say, you can use for you to get the distance of y. We can say y2 minus y1. What the answer are you going to get here? The answer you are going to get is 0 here. So the reason is, why are you getting 0? Why are you getting 0? Anyone to answer? Why are you getting 0 there? Where on x2, we have x2 minus x1, we have got 4. Yes, Leo, can you stand up and say? Thank you so much. So here we have 2 and here we have 2 as well. That is why we get 0. Now, if you can look at the coordinates here, if you can check the coordinates, it seems that as we are moving, we are not increasing vertically. We are not increasing, but we are only increasing horizontally. So there is no change in y-axis. There is no change in y-axis. It remains at 2 there. That is why here we've got 0. Are we together? Thank you so much. Now, so that is how we have got on a line which is a horizontal, a constant line, a horizontal line. Now, can you do the same here? Can you do the same with this one? Or if I give you a line which is a slanting line. Shakira, can you come and paste this chart? So you paste this chart. Yeah, so can we take a look here? This is now a slanting line. So we have a slanting line here. Can you tell us the coordinates? Which we can see. What are the coordinates at A? 3,2. Thank you so much. George Siwane, what are the coordinates at 4? At B? 4,6. Thank you so much. Now, can you calculate the distance? Can you calculate the distance AB? Yeah, so you can also talk in pairs. Talk in pairs. Talk in pairs with 1 minute to do so. Yeah, so a minute has elapsed. Yeah, pay attention. Who can volunteer to work out the distance AB? Who can volunteer to work out the distance? Don't get mangani. Can you volunteer yourself? Can you? You can. Thank you so much. Come on. The task. Can you calculate the distance? Aha. So that is according to what we have discussed. If you get stuck somewhere, you ask the assistance from your team members. So you will be able to write this part. So I guess what Tuoke has written here reflects what we have discussed. Gondwe, memory Gondwe. Is it true? What you have discussed, this is what Tuoke has written here. Thank you so much. Do we all agree to what our fellows have done? No. So the team of Shakira says no. Can you give yours here, this other side? So Shakira and the team says no. Get the duster, you wipe the other side. Okay. According to the team of Shakira, they have done this. Any contrary idea? Just to comment. Okay. Thank you so much. The way you have done your, let me begin with the team of Tiwonge. Yeah, the team of Tiwonge, thank you so much for what you have done. And this shows that you know, you people, what you are doing. But you have just missed somewhere. The first thing, let me correct you, the way you write your symbols here. X2, the way you have written it, it looks like x to the power 2. And the way you have written x1 here, it seems that a 1 here, it is an integer, the whole number, and x here, it is a coefficient of this 1. Are we together? So the variable being a coefficient of a number. Yeah, and the same, this is what you have done here. So you are supposed to write in this way. You are supposed to make sure that when you write x2 should be a subscript. Should look like this. Are we together? So all of us, we should emulate the way I've written here. The second thing, you are supposed to indicate in the formula here that after subtracting, you have to square this, just like you have indicated here. You are not supposed to indicate only here, but you also add the formula here. Are we together? So let me see. Well, our friends, the team of Shakira, what they have done in terms of denoting x2, they have denoted it perfectly. But they have forgotten that this part has to be squared. That's the mistake they have made here. Are we together? Now, let's go down. After doing the subtraction, you have got 1 here. After doing the subtraction, you have got 4 here. But the mistake you have made is forgetting to square. Remember, you had to put a square here. So you were supposed to square 1. So the answer after squaring 1, what the answer were you supposed to get? 1. You are supposed to get 1. And after squaring 4, you are supposed to get 16. So I hope now you know where you have made your mistake. Understood? Well, these fellows here, they have not done anything. So according to the way they have done, because they did not square, did not put the squares here, they were right by not squaring this. But this is not the correct formula they have written here, because they have forgotten the square. Are we together? So because of that, they have also got it wrongly. And you here, you have also got that wrongly. Are we together? Thank you so much. Now, the best way which you could have done, your formula, you could write it in this way. So your formula could be written just like it I have written here. AB, and you put these 2 lines, this line and this line. Yeah, when you go to Form 4, these 2 lines, they got a name. And that name is known as, let me write here so that you read by yourself. Who can read loudly? Washington Kondowe. What? Modulus. So that's the name of these 2 lines. So it's like modulus of AB. Are we together? Yeah, so modulus AB, it means the distance of AB. Are we together? Now, supposed to write your formula like this, and your formula distance should look like this. And you could calculate your calculations just like I have done. And the answer you could supposed to get is this one. Are we together? Yes. Anyone being left behind here? Ernest Kondowe, are you being left behind? No, right? Thank you so much. So, you might be wondering, where did this formula came from? Where did this formula came from that when we want to calculate distance, we are supposed to be using this formula. Where did this thing came from? So let me show you where this one came from. Let us derive at it. So, Dora Kandawili, come and still speak this one. You are told so good. Okay. Yeah, so the formula was derived in this way. Let's go back here. Do you see A here? The coordinates of A, B have been indicated with the numbers, new numbers 3,2 and B 4,6. Now, according to this XY plane, the coordinates here, they are not being indicated. There are no figures here. There are no values there. But the line still appears, line AB. So, what does that mean? Meaning to say the coordinates at A, we are going to get the coordinates, one coordinate, the first coordinate will come from x-axis, and the other coordinate will come from y-axis. Therefore, we will have the coordinates of A as x, y. But because this is the original point where we're going to start our journey from, we are going to say the x-axis coordinate will be indicated as x1. And the y coordinate will be indicated as y1. The same, where we are ending our journey at B, we are going to indicate the values as x2 and y2. Now, for us to come up with this formula, we are going to use the what we call Pythagoras theorem. But Pythagoras theorem works only when we have the right angled triangle. Are we together? Yes. Yeah, at our level, that is what we know. That the right angled triangle, that's where Pythagoras theorem works. So we are going to make the right angle. So how are we going to make the right angle? We are going to introduce a line from point A that will be going horizontally, a straight line. So it will go this way. And we're also going to introduce a line at B that will be running vertically. Now, where they will be crossing, where they will be intersecting, they will also form a coordinate there. So let's denote the intersection of AB as the C. And let's find the coordinates there. So it means that the coordinates from x-axis, it is the coordinates which will be x2. And the coordinates from y-axis will be the coordinates of y1. Are we together? Now, for us to get the distance, we are going to say AB, that's the distance we want to get. Are we together? Using Pythagoras theorem, which we did here, when we are getting this one, the Pythagoras theorem which we did here, we are going to say AB squared is equal to AC squared plus BC squared. So we have squared it like that. Therefore, let's put the values now. Let's put the values. On AC meaning to say this distance for us to get this distance, we are going to subtract, just like we were subtracting here. When we are getting at this straight line, do you remember what we have done here, right? Yeah, we subtracted 4 minus 0, x2 minus x1 here. So the same here, we're going to do the same. X2 minus x1, we are going to put it in this bracket. So we put x2 minus x1 squared plus this other side in the x-axis, or in the y-axis plane. We are going to say y2 minus y1. So we are going to square it as well, just like you can see there. Then, because we want to get AB, not AB squared, we are going to get rid of this power 2, the square. We are going to get rid. How are we going to get rid of it? Yeah, so we are going to square root both sides. So we are going to put the square root this side, and we are going to square root this other side. And the square root which we are going to put this other side will cancel with these 2. Are we together? Now we are going to say AB is equal to square root of x2 minus 1x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. That's the root sign we put outside. But because we said we wanted to get the distance, we are going to use these 2 lines indicating modulus. Capena indicating the distance. Are we together? So here we go. Therefore, the distance formula is this one. The distance formula is x. Who can tell the distance formula? Who can mention the distance formula? Cynthia. What's the distance formula? Can you stand up? Are we together? Thank you so much. Is she done? Is she done? Is she done? I'm asking this. She's not done. She has forgotten where. Who can memory go? Where has she forgotten? Or she has forgotten mentioning open and the cross bracket. Thank you so much. Yes. So whenever we wanted to calculate the distance, now onward, we are going to calculate the distance with this formula. Are we together? Yes. Are we together? Yes. Hey. So because we are together, you have accepted that we are all together. Let's work out this exercise individually. You are still here. Who can just summarize and give a summary of what we have read today by just saying what we have read today? Yes, Shakira. Okay, using finding the formula, deriving a formula, that's what Shakira is saying. And then what else we have read? Memory Gondwe, yes. Are you not raising your hand? Yes. Okay, fine. And then Washington. Finding distance using coordinates. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Who else? What else we have read? What else we have read? What else we have read? Okay, so generally today what we have learned on the topic of calculating the distance, the way we have introduced coordinate geometry. We have learned methods of finding what? Distance. So methods of calculating distance, they are what and what? We have mentioned how many? 4. What and what? Yes, Chikondi. Vector. 2. Memory Gondwe. Pythagoras theorem. John. What? Coordinates. Trigonometric ratios. What else? We have exhausted them all according to what we have done today. Thank you so much. We have also learned deriving a formula. So deriving a formula without so without checking what we have written here. Who can mention the formula which we have learned today? Who can say the formula without referring to somewhere else? Which one should I choose? I should choose who? You have said nothing in this class. Yes. Can you say the formula, the distance formula? Distance. Is she saying the truth? Is he right? Thank you so much. You have tried, but you are not correct. Hey, who can say the distance formula? Tamana Rukoma. Yes,
Square open bracket x2 minus x1 close bracket square plus open bracket y x2 minus y1 close bracket 3.
Is she correct?
Yes.
Thank you so much by hand. Yeah, so that is what we have read today. And we have also read to calculate the distance using that formula for distance. Now, the question is, why are we learning coordinate geometry? So, why are we learning coordinate geometry? Here are the following reasons. Coordinate geometry, it is used for geographers, not only geographers or space architects. In navigation, it helps in navigation. Yeah, so if you wish to become a pilot in the one day, so you would calculate, if I fly from Malawi to Johannesburg, the distance is how much? And on what coordinates am I going to land in Johannesburg? So it is going to assist you calculating that coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry, it will also assist you if you aspire to become an architect, engineer, the one who will be constructing roads or big building, a builder. It will help you to know how can you make the bends of the road, how can you construct a nice house. So it will assist you the coordinate geometry. To the other part, it will sharpen your brain. It will sharpen your brain so that you think very fast and very critical in critical situations. So it will give you that opportunity. So that's how, and that is why this coordinate geometry should give you that opportunity. You learn it from Form 3, now you go to Form 4, and you apply it as you go to university. Are we together? Yes. Thank you so much for paying attention. And today's lesson has been wonderful and fantastic just because of you, boys and girls. This is the end of today's lesson. Next time, we are going to proceed calculating the slope or gradient. Thank you.